was a farmer some 10 years ago or thereabouts, and I had intense experiences in terms of farming and climate changes. And sometimes you harvest, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have money, sometimes you lose it all. And as a result of that, I ended up having several challenges, mental health challenges, as a result of the roller coasters of farming and climate change. And so when I had those challenges, my mind went into my psychology background and how would I be able to help myself and the community that I was working with as a farmer, because most of them were very smallholder farmers that had very little resources. And as a result of that, I could see their struggles. I could afford a little bit of care for myself during the struggles of farming, but I could see my fellow farmers that were doing the processes and had little resources, had nothing much that would help them in terms of their mental health challenges during farming processes. And that's how I got into this community work in terms of psychology, mental health, and climate change. It's intense when you think about climate change and what it does. Look at it this way. We say 80% of the food we eat here is produced by smallholder farmers. And over the years, there has been a decline in productivity because of the changes in terms of the weather patterns. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it doesn't rain. Sometimes there's drought, and there are so many challenges in terms of the farming processes that are occasioned by climate change. Mostly here in Kenya, what we'll be talking about is droughts, lack of rainfall. Those are the common problems, and flooding that we see as a result of climate change here. Now, think about it this way. If you're a farmer and you've been doing this work to get an income or to get food for yourself, and every season you end up losing your crop, or you don't harvest as much as you'd have wanted to harvest, there's something you're losing every season, because it comes with a bit of anxiety. You're wondering, am I going to be able to get any produce or harvest for the next season? The next question you're saying is, how am I going to be coping with the financial difficulties that are occasioned by these changes in climate and lack of productivity? And so as a result of these challenges of farming that are occasioned by climate change, you start realizing that you start noticing farmers have depression, farmers have anxiety, farmers have trauma because of the continuous loss every season or most seasons. There are farmers that even get into psychosis as a result of the psychosocial stresses that are related to climate change and lack of productivity as a result of that. Others are coping using substances. And so it's a whole stressful process when the climate is changing and the farmers are not able to deal with that stress. We end up seeing problems that are affecting us as communities and that are affecting us as smallholder farmers as a result of these stresses. When I couldn't take it anymore for me as a farmer, I ran away and I stopped farming, but I went back now as a practitioner to help the farmers. I do my farming now small scale without selling too much, just for myself and for a few people. But I don't do as much as I was doing before because it was too stressful and I was feeling like I was going to go crazy, or it was getting too much as a result of the farming stresses. And so can you imagine how many other people in communities are stuck? They cannot run away because that's the only thing they know in farming. That's what they've done in their family for decades. And so they don't know any other way of life. Some of them are too old that they don't even have energy to start something different. Some of them have even no capital to transition from one occupation like farming to something else. Let's get the world to know about farmers struggling as a result of climate change, and that mental health is real as a result of climate change, but it's not all lost because we can do something about it.